iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Full-Time Fantasy Show. FullTimeFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Full-Time Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
It's Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards, get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. All right, we're going to get to waiver wire in just a sec, but I want to take a look at last night's game between the Bears and the Redskins. And I don't know. The Redskins really stink. And I haven't figured out how Jay Gruden keeps his job. He's really a terrible, terrible coach. I mean, Case Keenum, garbage time quarterback. This guy, look, he's a career backup. I give him credit. But, I mean, Peterson, I know that Geiser's their guy, but I never was a Geis fan. You look at these receivers, none of them are really good outside of McLaurin. McLaurin's special. But Trey Quinn and Richardson, they're not great players. I mean, Jeremy Sprinkle? Steven Sims? I mean, this is just, look at this roster. It's terrible. For Chicago, please let's not overrate Mitchell Trubisky, okay? He had 231 yards and 3 touchdowns, but let's not make him a god. They were playing the Redskins, okay? The best player in this game were the Bears defense, all right? Now, of course, I played them in like 2 different leagues. Worst week ever to play them. Killed me in 2 leagues. All right, good job by Taylor Gabriel. He's not a great player. He's great against the Redskins. Allen Robinson did his thing, but I want to talk about Tariq Cohen here for a second. If you guys listened to our radio show, I told you how much I didn't like Tariq Cohen this year. I think he's a best ball player. I mean, 2 receptions for 26 yards, 4 carries for -2 yards. How's that helping you? David Montgomery's the guy to own. And I don't love David Montgomery. I like him. But when Cordarrelle Patterson gets 4 carries is the same as Tariq Cohen, it's not good. We have issues here. Okay? So you just have to play close attention to that because, you know, you don't want to be picking a player based on name. You want him based on what he does. Tariq Cohen, I wouldn't trade for him. I want no part of him. Okay? All right, so let's talk about waiver wire Tuesday. Quarterbacks. Kyle Allen, Cam Newton, going to be out 4 to 8 weeks with Lisfranc injury. Kyle Allen looked pretty darn good. Now the Cardinals stink. The Cardinals stink. I get that. But Kyle Allen is accurate. Watched him play at Texas A&M. He doesn't suck. So let's just say that we like him a little bit. Okay? We like him a little bit, especially with Cam out. Would I drop Cam? You better believe I would. You better believe I want to drop Cam. 100% I want to drop Cam. What do I want him for? No interest. Guy's going to be out 4 to 8 weeks, and then when he comes back, he's not very accurate. I actually like Kyle Allen more than I like Cam. I like Jacoby Brissett, guys. I do. I like Jacoby Brissett. He's just getting better. Now, there probably won't be T.Y. Hilton this week. I get that. But they have a lot of guys. Ebron, Doyle, Pascal, Rogers, Campbell. A lot of guys there. Deion Kane. I like Jacoby Brissett. Daniel Jones. Oh my God, how good did he look? He plays Washington this week. I want to erect a statue in his honor. Pick him up. Gardner Minshew. Interesting. Looked pretty good. You're in a 2-quarterback league, Superflex league. You want to pick him up? And how about just play Ryan Tannehill? Marcus Mariota is terrible. Seriously, he is terrible. Terrible. So maybe Tannehill gets a chance? And Tannehill's not a bad quarterback, by the way. The only reason he's not getting a chance is because the Titans are invested in Marcus Mariota. But Marcus Mariota is probably the worst quarterback in the NFL. And I don't say that lightly. He really is bad. Once Mariota can't run, what can he do? Nothing. I'd rather Kyle Allen than Mariota. Mariota's not very accurate. So I think that if you really, really, really want to hedge, you can hedge with Ryan Tannehill. All right, running backs. Sexy Rexy Burkhead. I mean, I know James White was out, but Sony Michel can't do anything. And Rex Burkhead, he's just beloved by that staff. They love him. So you got to look at him. Okay? Wayne Gallman. What more do I need to say than Wayne Gallman is going to be the starter at least for the next, 4 to 6 weeks without Saquon Barkley? Gallman is not a star, but he's going to play. And if you're desperate like I am in a couple of leagues, you might need him. Okay? Go in on him. Frank Gore, don't love him this week. Against the Patriots, don't love him. Like him, don't love him. But look, he performed. Justin Jackson's interesting this week, guys. Why? Because they played Miami, and people might have say, Jackson hasn't done anything. He will this week. Look what Tony Pollard did last week. I like Justin Jackson. He's sneaky. Hold on. Pen click. I'm writing that one down. Justin Jackson. Want to get that one down. All right. What about Alexander Madison? Now, look, I'm going to give you a couple of names here. 1, Alexander Madison. 2, Chase Edmonds. Alexander Madison, I absolutely want to own in case Dalvin Cook gets hurt. He's a beast. Secondly, Chase Edmonds, I don't like how David Johnson looks. He doesn't look spry. So I want Edmonds just in case. Darrell Williams, interesting. What if Damian Williams is injured? What if it's serious? Maybe he needs to be owned. Take a look at him. Jamal Williams, this is a short week. Philadelphia plays Green Bay on Thursday. Aaron Jones, not 100%. This could be a lot of Jamal Williams. Scary, but true. And finally, Jeff Wilson. Jeff Wilson is this guy's a goal line back. Say what you will. You may not like him, but he's a goal line back. So the 49ers are on bye this week. I get that, but maybe I throw $1 on Wilson. Who knows if Tevin Coleman comes back or not? But Wilson's definitely shown that there's a place for him in the league. $1. That's it. $1. If you have the spot. All right, wide receivers. Deion Kane. Pen click on that one. No T.Y. Hilton. If there's no T.Y. Hilton this week, you got to think that he's going to be a bigger part of this offense. Nelson Aguilar, you got to go with him this week. He was good chalk last week. But if there's no Jeffrey and Deshaun Jackson, you got to get in on Nelson Aguilar. Philip Dorsett, got to give my boy Truck a lot of credit for this one. No Antonio Brown means Dorsett is a legit wide receiver 3. Get in on him. You need to be on him. By the way, if you're not in on D.A.J. Chark, you missed the boat. Sorry. Deontay Johnson, I love this guy. If you don't have him now, you're going to regret it. You got to get in on Johnson now. He's a very good receiver. How about Mac the Knife Hollins? Arciega, not ready. Mac Hollins is that guy there, especially if Jeffrey and Deshaun Jackson are out. Okay? Zach Pascal, if T.Y. Hill is out, he's interesting. I think Dante Pettis is interesting. I really do. I think he's interesting. There's a bye week. So nobody's going to be in on Dante Pettis, right? Nobody's going to pick him up. But if he's available in your league, you get him for a couple bucks. Stash him. Stash him right now. Because I think there's too much talent there. How about Golden Tate? Golden Tate coming back in week 5. If somebody left him out there in your league, get him now with Daniel Jones. He's legit. Okay? He's very legit. Now, in Tennessee, let's talk about A.J. Brown, Corey Davis, guys like that. When Tannehill gets in there, those guys get an upgrade. So if you want to pick any of them up now, you can, but there's big fat zeros until Tannehill gets in there. So be careful. Okay? Be careful. Let's see. Any other guys that I like? I know you're frustrated with Robbie Anderson. You can't cut him. I know there's a bye week. You still can't cut him. Devin Smith, let's not go all in on him. They're playing the Saints this week. I don't really love the matchup. I do like Randall Cobb this week. Pen click on that one. I like Randall Cobb this week a little bit more. I do than Devin Smith. Not in love with Devin Smith this week. All right, let's get to tight ends. Will Dissly, I dissed him last week. I admit it. I'm sorry. He gets to play the Cardinals this week. Oh my God. Every tight end does well against the Cardinals. Get him in your lineup. Jordan Akins, all right, so he's interesting. And Darren Fells, Darren Fells. You know, he's a good blocker. And remember, the Texans need a blocker there to help. So if he can make a block and then make a play, he's going to be on the field. All right? I've got to think if Jack Doyle's out there, you got to pick him up. Mark Andrews is banged up. Mark Andrews is not 100% healthy. So you may want to look at Nick Boyle. You may also want to look at Hayden Hurst. Dawson Knox I like a lot. This guy could be a target in this Buffalo offense. I'm going to tell you why. He was a quarterback at Ole Miss, so he is athletic. They switched his positions, but he can still run. Maybe he can even throw a pass or two. I don't know. I think he's an interesting play for $1. I do. Dollar make you holler, like my friend Corey Parson used to say. How about Irv Smith? Kyle Rudolph. I have no idea why the Vikings paid for Rudolph when they drafted Irv Smith. Irv Smith might be worth $1. Okay? So take a look at him. I think that Irv Smith, especially in a dynasty league, I want all the pieces of Irv Smith that I can find. I don't want any Kyle Rudolph. None. Zero. Nada. All right, let's take a look at any recent news here. I told you about Cam Newton. He's going to be out for 4 to 8 weeks. The Vikings signed Laquan Treadwell because Chad Beebe is in big trouble. But, I mean, if they play Treadwell. And I got to tell you something. Let's talk about the Vikings for a second. Treadwell stinks, by the way. I think Stephon Diggs, he's more name than game, guys. He's way more name than game. Thielen's the guy to own. Diggs is killing me. I took him in the 3rd round of a league. He is literally killing me. I don't know what to do with him. Can't cut him, can I? So be careful if you own him in a league where you can make some trades. I would certainly trade Stephon Diggs right now if I could. I think you have to do that. All right, so once again, worried about T.Y. Hilton, worried about Alshon Jeffrey, worried about Aaron Jones this week, worry about Deshaun Jackson, worry about J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. Okay? All these guys may not play. Ito Smith in the concussion protocol. Right? So there's a lot of guys we want to pay attention to. Right? And of course, we know about Saquon. So there's a lot of injuries we need to pay attention to. Okay? And we're going to do that. So let me talk about the waiver wire a little bit more. Somebody once cracked on me. One of my friends said, "You're like the cheapest guy in the waiver wire." I am, especially early in the year. If I can get a guy for $1 or $2, it'll allow me to save some money for later in the season when I really might need that money. So please, once again, Dr. Roto's waiver wire rule number 1, don't overspend on mediocrity. If the guy is good, I'll spend. Wayne Gallman is okay. You need him. Especially if you own Saquon. You got to spend. I wouldn't spend $500 on him. I might spend $120, right? That's an aggressive bid. Maybe $200 if I really needed him. But I'm not spending $600 on Wayne Gallman. Ask yourself this question by the end of the season. Maybe we should do this together. Look at somebody who spends like $700 on a player and see what position the guy comes in at the end of the season. I doubt you it's first. I really do. I doubt it's first. Players like that come in middle of the pack or the bottom of the pack. Just happens that way. So you got to be judicious with your waiver wire pickups. You really do. So spend, but be judicious. That's the best word I have. Be judicious with your waiver wire expenditures. You go in too much, you're going to regret it. All right? How many guys are really worth anything? And if you get them, you're like, oh, they're great for a week, and then they don't do anything for you. Don't overspend for Mac Hollins. You go get Mac Hollins this week. Next week, he's not even playing. No, maybe if this is week 9 and you're like, 0-8, that's different. But in the week 4, we're not that desperate, are we? If we are, we're doing something wrong. All right, but right now it's time to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. Remember, you can catch me at fulltimefantasy.com. Enter the promo code ROTO50 for 50% off your first 2 months. I also can be found at si.com/fantasy. I have a couple articles up there each week, including one tomorrow, my start sit article, which I'm looking forward to writing later today. All right, guys, this is Dr. Roto saying be well, take care.
Thanks for listening to Full Time Fantasy. There's never been a better time to join and go full time. Visit fulltimefantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO50 for 50% off your first 2 months. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time.